Hello and welcome. In the previous video, we covered forms and we saw how forms help us collect our data. For example, we saw how whenever we add data in that form you have seen, our data comes here and displays itself in this report. Because by default, Zoho Creator will, when you create a form like this, Zoho Creator will come and create for you a list report to be specific of the type. A list report will be created for you automatically. So that means whenever you add any data in that form, that data will be sent to that will be sent and displayed on that list report. For example, when I put here Cristiano Ronaldo. Your name is, for example, M00 0012 or something. So, for example, department they are in IT. Roles, for example, they are our CEO. And then vacation days, for example, they have 13 vacation days. So, whenever we submit here, we're going to see Cristiano Ronaldo in our all employee details report. When you submit, Cristiano Ronaldo will show up here. You can see. So, by default, Zoho Creator creates for you a report when you create a form. So, let's focus on our reports. Reports are visual representations of your form data. So every time you create a form, Zoho Creator will automatically create a default report, which is this report, or such a report for you. That default report that Zoho Creator will create for you will be called a list report. Yeah. Why it's called a list report? Because it shows in terms of rows and columns. We have different types of reports. When you come here, for example, when you go to edit the application, you come to edit the application and you try to create a report, add new, and you go to add new and say I want to add a report. It will give you different types of reports that are here. First of all, you can see we have a list report. This is the default report that I've been showing you. We have a pivot chart report. We have a pivot table report. This helps us display our data in a pivot chart or table format. Then we have a spreadsheet. This is similar, kind of similar to this. It's the data is displayed in rows and columns, but for it, the difference, we shall see the difference, but for it, it behaves like an Excel sheet. So you can edit the data immediately, like in that Excel sheets, and some of the functions you use in Excel can apply here. So it's a spreadsheet, so it has those functionalities. We have a Kanban report. This one displays, if you've ever used Trello before, it displays in that way. It groups like different categories of all stages of the records. So we shall cover all these reports as we go. Then we have a calendar report. This displays date fields in a calendar-like format. It's timeline report. We also have a map report, which really uses the location or address field to display the data. So those are the different reports that we have. So today we want to cover the list report. As I told you, by default, this is the list report that is shown here. It's the one that is created by default by Zoho Creator when you create a form. You can do this. These reports from Zoho Creator are very powerful. You can do very many things with them. Now, for example, you can edit. You can do a bulk edit. For example, if you want to edit this one record, you can just click on it and edit. And for example, you want them to have 17 vacation days. When you update, it will automatically do this. But for example, if you want all of them to have 17 or 15 uh, vacation days, you can just click on that and select all of them. It will give you an option of edit. You click on edit, and for example, you want what column? I want the vacation days, all of them to have vacation days, and those vacation days should be 15. When I click apply, click yes, it will update all of them. So you can do a bulk edit, and you can do many things in bulk. You can also duplicate the records. You can also delete all the records. You can also print them or export them. As you can see, all these options: print as list or export as that format. So all these things can be done in bulk. Then we also have grouping and sorting. You can group according to any of these columns you see here. For example, I want to group all these records in terms of the department. I can click here, and I, for example, say group in ascending order. You can see that it will group them. It will display IT and to group all the IT people under there. Sales group all the sales people under there. So you can choose to save this report if you want to see it in this format. For example, when I save the changes, it will ask me, do you want to save them in a current report or a new report? I want to use a new report. And for example, I say all employees grouped in uh, departments. All employees grouped in departments. So when I save the report, it will show up here. When you go on when the app reloads, you will see you have all grouped in departments. And this is now a new report, but our previous report is still here. So we can remove these now on our previous report. So that is grouping. You can also sort by, for example, any of these. For example, let me sort by that. When you sort by that, it will first of all show the IT people, and it will then show the sales people. If you want to change, for example, and you want to sort in descending order, it will first of all show the sales people and then show the IT people. So this is the sorting and grouping. This is the quick sorting you can do easily here on this interface without going anywhere. So you can also do grouping when you click on edit application and you go here. You can access this report, all employee report. I think this one. When you go on open report properties, there is also grouping and sorting here. So you can group from here, which we did like the same thing we did. For example, choose department and add. So when you add, it will add the grouping. It will ask you ascending, descending, and you can choose that. When you set done, you will find that your report here will be grouped in terms of that. You see, it has been grouped in terms of IT and sales. So what you just did here, like to create this other report, you can also do it from this side, and it will effect those changes on this same report. And for example, doing that really gives you a lot of power. You can also click and remove that grouping whenever you want. If you want to create a new report, you can use the method. But if you want to edit it like this report and maybe remove the grouping if you want, maybe add it with like when you want, you can add there. So that when you come here, you can just say delete and it goes away. So we have sorting. It's also the same thing. I mean, maybe I want to sort by department. I add it. When I add it, it will come here. Even when I add it from their side, like the way we did first, like on the first attempt, you will find it here. So you can delete or like leave it the way it is. When you put it there, and I reload this, you will see that it will now remove the grouping since I removed it, and it will just sort like what I've told it to do. So let me just remove that. We'll continue. Let me just remove this sorting here. Done. The other thing we should cover here in open report properties, you can see we have quick filters here. So these quick filters, uh, you can see currently we don't have anything like any filter here. So I'm going to just show you what quick filter means. So you can choose a filter here and a quick filter. For example, department, I want to filter by department. Add. When you add that, a, a bucket will appear here, which will allow you to do quick filter. When I reload this, a bucket will appear here. You can see a funnel, not a bucket. So when you click on it, it will allow you to filter by department. So you can say, I only want to see IT people, or I only want to see sales people. Now I have chosen most of them, but you maybe you want to see only sales people. It will show you only sales people. And since we have a lot of records in most of like most people have a lot of records in their reports, this is a very very powerful feature for you to use. So you can also choose to save or not. Let's just remove that. Let's go back here. We remove the quick filter so that we continue the video. So our quick filters here. So you can choose to filter by any field that you want. Then you also have print and PDF here on the report properties. So this will be used. Sorry. This will be used, for example, if you want to, for example, do invoices, like create invoices, for example, create certificates, and you want to create those templates that are going to help you to create those invoices and certificates. It will help you, like this is where you create the templates from. So you come and create the template, and when you click create the template, it will allow you to create either a blank template or to give you from the already existing templates that you can choose from. For example, let me choose from already existing templates. You can come and choose any of these, either certificates, notifications, inventory, invoices. All those options are there for you. You can choose to create a blank, and to give you, it will allow you to name the report, and then you can continue from there. So we won't dive into that. We shall dive into that in another video. So those are the report properties. Let's go back to our list report. So on our list report, we can do more things. We can search. For example, since many people have a lot of data in their reports, you can use this search button. Let me first reload this. You can use that search button to search anything you want. For example, I want to get employee 009. If I know, for example, I know their name. For example, they come and tell me their employee number. I just click on search. I say I want to search by employee number, and I put that. And I put that, and I search. It will only show employees with that number. So right now, since it's one employee who has that number, it will show only that one. So I can choose to remove that. So this search functionality is really helpful. For example, you want to search for anyone that has Moses in their name. You come, employee name, say Moses. After that, you can search. When you search, it will bring all the people that have Moses in their names. So that is really, really powerful. Um, so you can also print the report. You can also import import data. For example, you are given data in an Excel sheet or CSV. You can come and import it from here. Then you also have export. You can export this report in terms of Excel, PDF, HTML, any format you want. So all that functionality is right there. You don't need to go anywhere. You just need to use those functionalities straight from this report here. So that is it for the. So now let's cover the quick and detailed view. So when you see this report, by default, it will be showing what we call a quick view. So this quick view here, you can change the columns that are being shown in this view, or you can add more columns. You can add or remove more, like some columns. So this is called a quick view. Then this one, when you click on on a record, is called the detailed view. Yeah. So for example, you can choose to not to display the vacation days on this quick view. You will come edit application, and to take you something like this. Then you come on the all employee details report, which is this one. Then you click on configure fields. So okay, you like when you come here, you will see two things. You see quick view and you see detailed view. So on quick view, we have different options here of the layouts that you can choose from. For example, if you say I want to choose this layout, you're going to see a change. It will display the fields in a different format. So for example, we have chosen that layout. You can choose any of these. Let's just see what changes here. It will still display a list report, but it will display it in a different format, as you can see here. So let's go back to our format. Then, so now when you click on that form, like on that layout, it will show you the records it will show. For example, right now it's showing employee name, roles, employee number, department, and vacation days. And that is exactly, those are exactly the records that it's showing here. It's showing employee name, roles, employee number, department, and vacation days. So, for example, you don't want to show vacation days, you just come and click on the column and click on the date field. It will delete that. So it will not delete the field completely, but it will remove it from display. It will just remove it from display. So when you click here, you can no longer see vacation days. But when you click to see the detailed view, you will see the vacation days are still there because you left them to be shown on the detailed view. Now, for example, let's add our vacation days back. You just click on the layout here. When you click on the layout, you can add our vacation days back here. So, for example, you can, as you've seen how I've added vacation days, after adding vacation days, you should see that they will return immediately. And you can see you can add more fields here. You can add fields from other related uh, other related forms, as you can see here. All these things, all the other related forms like department, roles. So we shall cover relations in a different video maybe. But you want to see all these fields, you can add them and see. So this is the quick view. So I told you about the detailed view as well. When you click on the detailed view, you see when we click here, you see the fields we are seeing, right? The first advice I have to give you is that by default, Zoho Creator will choose this. But for me, I always come here and choose this one here. This one, what it will do that, it will display more details about the record you clicked on. So for example, when you click on, let's just go back since I have chosen it. Let's reload. So right now, when you click on a record, it will show you more details other than the other one, the other layout which are showing you on this. So since this employee has a department, it will go and say, oh, okay, in this IT department that this employee belongs, what other people belong in that department? What is that department? Like more details about that department, it will show you all those details. Since this person has a role of CEO, uh, like in the roles form, what is there? Like what more details can you give me about the CEO position? Things like that. So that is the detailed view for you. Whenever you come here, you just have to choose the second layout because this first layout, as you can see, when I click it now and I reload, you will see that when I click on a record, it will not give me those details. But if I click on this second layout and come here and reload, you will see that when I click on a record, it will give me more details about the different fields that appear in this record. So that is it for the views. The other last thing that we shall cover are the actions. So we have actions here. Actions, what we mean by actions are these things. For example, when I click on other employees, what action do I want to take? Do I want to allow someone to edit, duplicate, delete, print, all these things? All these are actions that I can remove or allow, or I can display. Or for example, when I right click on a record, what am I supposed to do? It will allow me to delete, duplicate, and the like. For example, if I click on a record, what can I view in this detail? I can either I can leave this edit or all these actions. All these are actions. So even here, when I click on this, what can I see? So those actions are now, for example, this is still the quick view. When you go to the quick view, click on the actions, we shall see when you click on a record, it will allow you to view the record first of all. For a single record, when you click on it, it will allow you to edit, delete, and duplicate. For example, let me remove, delete, and duplicate. Let me remove, delete, and duplicate. When I remove those two, so when I come for a single record, When I click here, since I've not yet reloaded, you can see it shows delete and duplicate. But when I reload here for a single record and I click here again, you see it only shows edit. So those are the actions that we are talking about here. So you can choose to add them. When you delete them, it doesn't mean they have gone. You can still add them. For example, for a single record, I want to delete. I also want to maybe I don't want to duplicate. Let me just say that. So when I go back here, right now it's showing only edit. When I reload here, it will show me edit and delete. I click here, edit and delete. So even now for this, when I click here, I'm seeing edit, duplicate, delete. And you can see I'm saying edit, delete, and delete for multiple records. For these multiple records, for example, I don't want to delete. Yeah. If I remove delete, right now you see it's still showing the delete, but when I reload and I select all the like and I select multiple records, it will no longer show me the delete. So those are the actions. You can add you can also add you can also choose to add custom actions. Let me show that to you. I just put back my actions. You can choose to add custom actions which we shall see in a different video. So for example, for a single record, whenever I click on it, let's just reload this. So for a single record, whenever you click on it, go to actions. Whenever I click on a single record, you want to see something. For example, this will allow you to create a custom action. So you can name the action, you can so all this we shall cover in a different video. So that is it for actions. Maybe the other thing you can see on these fields on this layout. So even the detailed view has actions. You can see these. You can choose to remove, edit, like any that you want. Or you can choose to add a custom action. So the other thing, the other last thing is that when you click on any of these layouts, it will allow you to add some styles, as you can see here. So this styling, we shall not go into it now, but it's very, very easy. You can just configure and say like, I want the employee name to be green. If like for all the records, for example, I want all the records to be employee name green. So when I save, uh, we will see that all my employee name records will become green. So this I've not added any condition, but most people add conditions to that. So when I click there and I go to the style, let me delete that one that I've just added. Let me create a new style. For example, I want them to be green when they have vacation days uh, less than 5. Anyone that has vacation days less than 5, I want them to have a green. Like I want the background to be green, like on their name. Just put name this. I save. When I save, I come here. I reload here. It will not show any green employee name because all of them are 15. For example, but when I edit this one and I give them 2 vacation days, and I update, you can see the employee name will become green. So thank you. In the next video, we shall be covering calendar reports. This is it for these reports.